Hello my pretties, Lorenzo here with the last episode of the EllBristow HardKore challenge, where it in fact will be determined if we are at all successful in the challenge. Goal is to unlock each and every science point. Well, you can see in the tree here we have quite a ways to go yet, and I'm fairly confident that the unmanned, or well, corpseified repository of science floating around the sun holds the key to unlocking it all. Astronauts to get them, we have two, Bill and Dirtray. Funds to build a rocket we have as well. The question is, will we be able to grab the repository before his fairly tragic demise? Let's see, where are we? Orbiting the sun. Looking for something that's orbiting the sun. Here we go. After his fairly tragic demise, Bob, well no, not after the demise, before the demise, Bob, or was it Bill? One of the guys, he piloted the science repository way close to Kerbin, but because of running supplies that were running out, he had to launch early. That was basically last episode. Well, there is now on Kerbin a rocket standing by to launch, which has lots and lots of Delta V. But the question is, when will we launch it to grab it? It has about a year of life support, so it can do some maneuvers, but ideally I don't want to go interplanetary to catch this science repository. So what we're going to do is we're going to accelerate time forward. Maybe we can probably check that from a maneuver node, which we are still allowed to make even with a unmanned vessel. So let's wind this forward. We can actually see that is going to take many orbits before we are actually going to get an intercept with the good planet Kerbin. These are close approaches though. So we know for sure we are not going to get an intercept. So we are not going to streak through Kerbin's... Ooh, what the hell? We would then. This would happen in 17 years. 17 years and 161 days. We would get fairly close. What if we check 1 year after that? No. Go forward a little bit more. Well, I don't think we're gonna make the time challenge. Not with that. But this would probably work out. So now that we have the decision, do we launch now and try to grab it? 17 years, it's a long time. Do we move out now and try to grab it, or do we launch now and try to intercept it? If we launch now and go into a fairly low orbit around the sun, if we go from Kerbin here, we need to get here a lot faster than half a year, I think. Yeah, we're gonna launch from Kerbin now and make a circle in the appropriate time to get there. We're just gonna try that. And because otherwise we're gonna have to wait 17 years. That's too long. So let's return to the Space Center. I'm not sure about this, because I built a rocket with life support for 316 days. We'll see how far that goes. Maybe I'll just tack on a little bit of extra life support, or launch a whole thing. I'd call it the legacy converter, or I make a whole thing with satellite networks and unmanned retrieval pods. But that's really boring. I just want to send a guy that will go and fetch the data. Also, these 17-year missions, they will have high failure rates. We'll just go with the 316 days of life support. It's a last-ditch effort. I mean, all the safety has gone out of the window. The recklessness is on. Okay, let's time warp until it's daytime, because we want to launch in the daytime. Whether or not that's reckless, we don't care about that. Right, so big rocket with lots of mainsails. Let's just light them and see how this will go. I actually don't know how we are supposed to grab the repository. Look, 310 days, and I forgot how many, if these are Kerbal days or human days or Earth days. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably a little bit... It's a rather scant preparation, I'll admit. I'm going straight up because I didn't bother to design the rocket aerodynamically. And I do this mostly, partly, basically, because it's about time that I start some new exciting series and move on to point 25, but I still want to finish this series with something resembling an attempt. So let's do it. Going up, going up, going up. Let's target the thing, or maybe that's premature. Yeah, that's premature. Because we are going straight up fairly rapidly. Look at that. Getting ready to jump the fuel pods, at least 2 of them. There they go. I think it's about time to start a pitch over. Can we do that aggressively? Oh shit. It's a pity that the repository only gets in Kerbin's sphere of influence in like 17 years. That's a little bit long for my taste. Oh, this may have been too soon. Although we are still catapulting outside of the atmosphere, so we should still be fine. Okay, let's pitch over more. More pitching. Here we go. Right on, let's have these mainsails burn out then. And there we go. How would you, dear viewer, how would you grab the science from the dead ship? Would you wait 17 years to make a quick rendezvous mission? Or would you not? Let's have a look at this. We are here. The ship is there. The ship needs to be over there. Our ship. In a similar time. We may just be facing a relatively small boost. And just a year circuit. I hope we will be able to get back. I do hope we will be able to get back. Alright, let's see. Let's not forget the basics. We also still have to establish orbit. Which shouldn't be too much of a big deal, but then again these mainsails are powerful. They are liable to rip things apart sometimes. Let's see. This should be almost orbital. Yeah. Let's not make it too crazy, because this is crazy. Okay. I'm not saying too much, I realize that. Right, we want to, if we circle it as fast as Kerbin, we need to make a maneuver node. That is the most important thing. We need to somehow target the derelict. Well, that was relatively easy. We need to target the derelict and launch ourselves into solar orbit. And if we do this retrograde, now we need to do it a little bit more. How then will our interception look like? Oh, that's actually, is that promising? Or is that completely not promising? That looked fairly promising. Now we're not out of the sphere of influence anymore. Right, so let's try that again. And we need to go around a little bit faster than Kerbin, I feel. A little bit faster than Kerbin. So a retrograde ejection is actually just what we need. But then we need to mush our orbit to the correct altitude there. So we will be doing some radial burning. I think this is going to be what we will attempt. So let us fire our engines and burn that way. We have more than 16 kilometers per second, by the way, so we can just go for quick intercepts. I think in the Kerbal solar system that is enough to pretty much do any rendezvous you damn well feel like. So let's ditch these things now and fire our nuke engine. Now the burns will happen really, really slowly. But this is of course what enables our humongous Delta V. A nice ship, 310 days. If we take the inside route, this is about 70. And that should leave us even some time to get back home. So that's looking decent. Right. I think we will use physical time warp heavily this episode. because otherwise it's just gonna take forever, and that's not something we actually want. Let's see. Is it draining from the correct fuel tanks? That's always nice to check. Did I make this properly? What fuel tank is this draining fuel from? Ah, look, I made it properly. Hooray! Thanks. Oh, whoopsie. Right. So we are on track for leaving the solar system. And let's see if we can plan a maneuver node like here to somehow match up our course. Do we actually need to boost? Okay. Separation 700,000 kilometers. That's actually not a lot. Interplanetary wise. And how much will we get there then? 100,000 kilometers in 76 days. That's actually really good, I think. 47,000? Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. It seems like this is gonna work. It also seems like it doesn't really want to. Okay. We will try this one. 77 days. The maneuver will... Oh shit, I'm still in physical time warp. Careful with that thing. This is 600 meters per second. Then I feel I'm still really well within the Delta V budget because we have about 12 kilometers per second left. So yeah, I'm feeling confident. Feeling confident so far. With that said, let it be noted that I've so far felt confident on every single mission I've ever flown ever. So maybe it's not the best indicator of things to come, but hey, interplanetary rendezvous, why the hell not? We're grabbing science after all, that's important. Right, let's throttle back. Alright, where is our maneuver node? I do realize that I'm basically sacrificing... Oh, no, 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 no! I overshot it by a day. Right. Let's see if I can move the node in into the future. We're basically just gonna make a new node, because I think a day isn't necessarily catastrophic, but it might be nice to just make the new node. I actually need to reboost. That's slightly disappointing. What's this look like now? Yes, 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 yes. 250,000. Why are these markers being so twitchy? That's just scary. I don't like that. 200 and something thousand. 500,000. 200,000. Come on. I want the 30 something again. That was really neat. No, this way. Yeah, this one. I want that one back. How? I still don't really get how this works, I suppose. 99,000. Or not. Oh, this will happen in like 19 hours. We want the next one, that's it. We want to look at the next one. 74 days. Yes, we want this. Boom. 500,000. 500,000, no, 500 meters per second only. And a little bit of time warp to get there. And let's try not overshooting to incredible amounts now. Oh, we incurred a failure. One of the batteries already failed. I didn't pack a million things of everything, so I hope the failures won't be too critical this time around. That would actually potentially ruin the mission there. Right. Firing that up. What failures did we incur so far? I didn't see that happen. Oh well. Physical time warp to the rescue, because this will take a while again. 500 meters per second. Can we see 55,000 kilometers. If I then expend a kilometer per second, then that's still several hours. So yeah, we're gonna have to try a mid-course correction along the way. And refine that to like 1,000. Oh, forgot physical time warp. That's liable to tear ships apart. I still feel I can't cut out the burn sequences due to the rules of this challenge, because then you might think I quick loaded or something. So I'm gonna show you everything. This is of course asparagus stage with one central engine, so these fuel tanks will drop away when they are drained. And then we'll have 2 more, and then the central one. Fairly cookie cutter stuff, if I say so. I think that moniker applies here. Right, 90 meters per second to go. So let's ditch the node and just observe our beautiful markers. Here we go. Let's maybe go a little bit closer. Let's maybe just crank down the time warp so that's not really nuts. Come on, can we please just have the one that is in the future? I find it difficult to spot. Come on, do I need to enable time warp? Yeah, 53 kilometers. A little bit more. Like 5 meters per second. What's it now? 58,000 kilometers. So we're gonna leave it at that. And translate a bit into the future. And let's see how that evolves. Why is there a maneuver node here? I don't want that maneuver node. It doesn't do anything. Does this circuit only take 17 days? I can't... somehow I don't believe that. Target position at intersect 1. Yeah, we can delete this maneuver. I have absolutely no idea what's happening. Will I be here in like 17 days already? Is this actually the second go? It does seem as though I might meet up. Let's plop down a maneuver node here and see if we can make that a little bit nicer. It seems fairly stable here, except it really doesn't. Damn it, I hope this isn't a really boring video. I fear it may be, but it's just so hard to get these things to make sense. If you have any idea how to make that happen better, please do share that. 60, 55, 44. Just a sequence of numbers now. 42. So let's attempt this. It's 14 days in the future. I feel like we can time warp there. That's 1,000,000 kilometers here, and then only 42,000. At that point I'm going to try a straight line approach, really. 50 days, that's one circuit. I mean, 50,000 kilometers, if we expend a kilometer per second, that's like 10 hours. That should work on interplanetary scales. I think that should work. So, where is our crazy maneuver? And how's our ship looking? Everything is still functional. We have electric charge. Only that one battery broke. We can definitely deal with that. Yeah. Right, I saw the blue marker over there. That's one of the things the new version has really nice. It has pointers to the markers, so you never end up searching for it by tumbling your ship through space. And that's nice. That really is nice. So, time warp for an hour and a half more. Damn, this game really has so much time warping when you're just trying to grab a package from interplanetary space. It's unbelievable. Right. One other reason why I want to do something else rather than the challenge. It has been fun, the failure state game, but you know, I want to be able to edit my videos and have a little bit more leeway with that. Let's see, 40,000. It's again really hard to see where we're standing with these maneuver nodes. 39,000 kilometers. A little bit more thrust-ins. 3 meters per second. And what's it now? It's completely gone. I don't believe that. Yet, let's turn around and take a little bit speed off. What the hell is the deal with this? I'm finding it maybe more annoying than I should, but I want to just meet up with the science package here. 35,000 kilometers, yes. At that point I am just going to, well, basically perform a rendezvous. And the good news is it's almost at the same altitude as Kerbin, so then we should be able to perform a Kerbin rendezvous as well. What's the relative speed here? It's about 1 kilometer per second. It's gonna be more. Let's see if oh, something happened. Failure, a battery, we don't care about batteries. Let's see if I can get there from here. I mean, come on, please! 36, 36. I mean, really now? Oh, this is 17 days later. No, I want this one. 55. I mean, it can't be that close a thing, really. 55. Do I really just have to guess? Screw it. No maneuver nodes. No maneuver nodes. No frigging way. Okay, this is us, the legacy converter. We will end up. I can't even tell whether it's gonna be ahead or behind it. I just know that this looks like something that's close. A battery is short-circuited again. Apparently, it's time for batteries to always die now. All right, maneuver node in an hour. If we go faster. If we go faster, look at that. Here we have something that resembles a intersect. If we go slower though, if we go towards it, 55. If we go the other way, it goes nuts. It goes completely nuts. 35. Right, so we're just gonna burn in that direction and oh, what the hell broke here? The battery of this, yeah, the battery of that thing. Right, we still don't care about that. We can do a round of fix-ins once we grab the data, or whenever we feel like it, really. So, right, we are going to burn in this direction and see what happens. We have 1500 meters per second of relative speed to kill, so it doesn't hurt to start on that. Boom. Locking in the trajectory, we're grabbing the science. We're coming in just for that. Right. And let's just see what happens here. I mean, we are going to kill relative velocity. We are going to equalize these trajectories. That's quite a difference, you can see that. And hopefully once they are more equal, these nodes will start to grow less insane. That's the hope at any rate. I'm just going to point straight retrograde in the relative frame. Just lock me on SAS. And I do hope we can manage this, because that would be awesome. We only burned 2 of these small tanks yet, so we have lots and lots of delta V to play with. And let's time warp on, because otherwise this 1.5 kilometers per second is going to take forever. And I really wish this seizing maneuver node system would be sanitized and sanitized as well. Because it's just quirking up a little bit too often for my tastes. I mean, it's a great system and there's some ingenious math behind it, but I do really want it to work. That's the best thing if it just works. If you ask me, that's just my humble opinion, of course. Right, it seems as though we have a definite, probable sort of encounter. The trajectories have converged enough for that. And I think we can continue our convergence push. The distance is actually increasing, but hey, let's try and not burn anymore. And let's try and actually meet up now. Let's try and make that. 70,000, that's actually more than it was before. 41. Is there not a sweet spot? 37. 36. This would just be increasing the... This would be undoing the burn we just did. Is 36 just the closest we can get? Do we need to actually change the angles? 50. 33. 23. Oh, look at that. We need to change the angle. 10,000. 5,000. That's really close. Wowzers. 4,000. 800. 1,700. 1,800. 1,100. Wow, this is great. 300. Holy smokes, that's really good. Of course, we are also still firing the rocket. Okay. Yay for careful maneuvering. Fortunately, it doesn't really fire that quickly. Okay, let's do this. 300 meters per second this way. Physical time warp on, and then we shall just proceed as per regular operating procedure, really, where we shall wait until we are actually within those 300 kilometers and then basically just point straight at it. Interplanetary rendezvous. Here we go. And then of course we still have to get back to Kerbin. We have 230 days of life support left, and wow, as before, I'm feeling optimistic. We do of course have the hazards of tank leakage. That can happen here as well. We have the hazards of a singular engine that might fail. But fortunately, the ship is small, so whatever fails, our Kerbal man is going to be there really quickly to fix it. Did we overshoot it? We are now coming to within 1,800 kilometers. Let's see if we can actually make that a little bit less. See, there it's reducing. With the good old way of let's just do it and then see how the estimate changes. 475, 490. Okay, I'll settle for that in just a day and 11 hours. Okay, let's time warp there. Wow, I'm actually sort of proud of myself with this neat-o rendezvous. Cool, cool, cool. 18 kilometers. Look at that. We're getting so close to the dead ship. And well, it's between 400 and 600, you guys. Alright. Screw all maneuver nodes. Now it's only target relative steering. First up, let's scale relative velocity. 800 meters per second is too much. It's too much. Right on. Here we go. Is our fuel almost gone? Not yet, but we do need to keep an eye on that, because when it does, we need to ditch the empty tanks. Right. Locking it down. Physical time warp on. We're 77 days into this flight. We have 232 days of life support remaining. Bill is happy. He is going to have to scoop the corpse of Bob out of the seat and then grab all the science and then go home. Success is absolutely not assured, but hey, at least we got close to the science repository in our leaking ship. Well, so far it's only leaking electrolytes, which isn't that big a deal, really. I mean, who cares about electrolytes? Boom. Almost through the fuel of our first stage, or, you know, first fuel stage, and I should call that. Let's have a peek at the map. Is this getting better or worse? It's not really changing, because we're almost like already there. Look at that. As soon as this counter hits 0, we're gonna point at the ship and burn for it. I'm thinking of expending about half a kilometer per second on that. Or just see whenever the map tells us we're going to get within like 100 kilometers, or 50, or 10, or 1. Not sure how well the system works in these interplanetary scales, but so far, apart from the seizure it gave me before, it's actually working pretty well. I was bitching about how horrible it was. It's actually not so horrible. It's just flickering like a seizure. That's all. I'm not an epileptic, so I don't really care about that. What the hell do I talk about during these long burns? They are so long. They are so long. Okay, time warp off, and going. It would be embarrassing if it just went completely according to plan, and then the science was like one short of finishing up the tree. But then I'll say I've completed the challenge in spirit. And after that, I'm gonna have to dig through the forums to actually find the thread, because it's months old, and I'm sure it's faded into obscurity already. I'm the only one still doing videos on it, but hey, I've started it, I'm gonna finish it. Right. 10 meters per second. We are in the same trajectory, more or less. 600 kilometers. Yeah, this is all nice. We're going to point at our objective and boost right for it. This nuclear drive is performing really well. It's not being horrible or fussy or weird. It's never complained once. It's sipping the fuel like it's supposed to. It's not even a hybrid. No ion drives on this boat. No hybrid bullshit. Right. Oh shit, we are getting there already. Like less than 100 kilometers. Let's see just how close we get doing this. I think we ought to get like almost all the way there. 70. Oh, I can't believe it. This is actually working out. Interplanetary rendezvous within one go. Cool, cool, cool. 50 kilometers. That's super neat. It's only like 100 meters per second. It's not decreasing as fast anymore. It's actually, it increased there for a bit. Yeah, let's get the drive and time warp until that actually happens. How far in the future is that? Just 1 hour. So let's be careful with that. Boom. Of course, no quick saving, no quick loading, so these time warpings have to be on the ball. How far is the ship away? Is there an easy way to see that? Distance. Oh, it's actually like at 70 kilometers now, so we should be able to see it. There it is. Wow. Let's turn the ship around and prepare for deceleration. This is only 100 meters per second though. That should be fairly easy. It would be worrisome if something horrible would fail now, because then we would miss our burn window, but still we are really close. Nice, nice, nice. Let's time warp until this is at like 50 as the map screen promised, and then we can basically just do it again. Right, firing engine. 100 meters per second. The fuel is almost gone. Is this the correct one? It is. So once this runs out, we can just eject it. Sounds nice. Alright, 66 meters per second, 50 kilometers. I just want to go there faster. Sorry about the really boring episode. I can talk about the space news, about the Rosetta guys that landed their Philae lander on the comet, but I'm sure you've all checked that out. Anyway, they landed it. It bounced for like 2 hours because it's really low gravity on the comet, and then they lost it for a bit, but then they found it again. And just like your smartphone, it then immediately ran out of battery after like two and a half days. Got lots of science though. Got all the science points they budgeted for in the mission. So that's a win, I suppose. Right. Burning at the target again. 50 kilometers. If you are doing rendezvous around Kerbin or like the moon or some other celestial body, burning straight at it from 50 kilometers will almost certainly not work out very well for you, because you're in a much tighter circle than you are here. Here we are in a massive circle, like all the way around the sun. So straight line trajectories on this scale work out pretty well. They're not too complex. So now I think we should. Oh, that's good timing. So yeah, let's ditch those fuelers. Bye bye. Now we look like a little hip spacecraft that's more hip. Let's see, we are now getting to 4.2 kilometers. Are we actually making it worse now? Yeah, we are making it worse. Okay. So now we just have to wait again until we get within 4 kilometers, then repeat this again, and then we're gonna get pretty darn close. Hell to the yeah. And we still have lots of kilometers per second left. There's no need to worry about that. That's good. 50 times time acceleration. I think that's ambitious enough. Look, it's got a name, the Duna service module. Right, let's start decelerating. We do have to start taking into account that this takes actual time. 5.2 kilometers. Yeah, and this is going all seizury again because, you know, why wouldn't it? Is this correctly draining from here? It is. Everything is happy, and then of course we have the central fuel stack here to get us home, if this even runs out before then. Maybe I need to not boost too hard because we are still actually closing in on it. I could take out Bill and EVA over from here. Look at that, the map view is actually is actually a big fat liar from this this vicinity, because it surely didn't say we would get within 2.4 kilometers. Actually, I'm just going to not zero out the speed completely. I'm just going to point at the Duna service module and burn straight for it. There we go. Steering is a little bit hard. We have the one reaction wheel, but it's a little bit in the middle of the craft, and that's not ideal for steering. Now we have a vector that's almost pointing straight at the service module, but the relative speed is quite high. It is actually low for interplanetary distances, but you know, we're within a kilometer of the thing. So let's make that something a little bit more sensible. Look, you can see it. We made it. It's been like, I don't know, half an hour or something, but we made it. We are within reach of all the signs. No! No way. Is this one of our tanks? A tank of oxidizer is leaking on the service module. We can let that leak, because we are only interested in science. Is it though? I don't believe it. No, our oxidizer is fine. We don't care about the service module. That has been in space forever now. No wonder that's leaking all the way to hell and back. So much leakage. And let's try and not crash into it. That would be a pity. Bill Kerman using no upgraded technology or nothing, just a small ship with some delta V to go and get the science. Now we're gonna zero the speed and just EVA over. Actually, are we? Should we zero the speed? Yeah, for sure. I mean, he wants to stretch his legs. 6 meters per second to get rid of. And he can replenish his suit supply in the creepy derelict thing. 5 kilometers, that's our fuel. We don't want to go there. We want to go there. That's the hit place to be. Moseying on over. And now of course I have to be careful not to accrue too much speed, because that would be embarrassing if he would just die against the windscreen of the ghost ship. That would be fairly embarrassing, yeah. Right on. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Cool, cool, cool. Boom, boom, boom. 70 meters. Everything's under control. This ship is not doing too well, but then again, we're gonna leave it here, so that doesn't matter. Lights. Now comes the grisly bit. He's gonna have to clear out the desiccated remains of his colleague. Then again, that has been in space for like 80 days. Well, it has been in space for a lot longer, but it's been desiccated for like 80 days. Right. Yeah, his water is running out. We knew about that. Oh, cool! It brought the water from the pack. He didn't have to get in there, did he? No. Let's get out there again. Grab the science. That's just what he needs to do. Take the data. Oh my god. And go back to where you came from. The legacy converter. And we don't want that to break now. If it breaks now, he's screwed too. There's no reason it's called the converter, by the way. I just thought that word sounded cool today. And the legacy, of course, is the science legacy of Bob. Yeah, this is Bill, so that's Bob. Cool. Tank of oxidizers. That's the old report. Let's get back to our little nuclear stack. Our tiny little Enterprise look-alike. Oh shit. Yeah, expert rendezvous. Let's fix the capsule as well so it's not red anymore. Grab that. Take the spares. Repair the battery. Boom. Back inside. Right on. Okay. Now we have to get back to Kerbin. And I'm gonna do that in a second video. Don't worry, it's not gonna be released next week. I'm just gonna split it up into 2 videos. So check the next one. It will be uploaded at the same time as this one, so it should be ready for you. I'm Lorenzo. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.